Welcome back to Blake's Den. Something a bit different today. I'm out on location. This is my brother-in-law's Audi 80 Coupe, N-Reg 1996. Hasn't moved in 15 years, we think. And today we're going to get it started and get it running. When it was parked up, it was running fine. It was just too expensive to run. So hopefully it should just fire straight up. This is the interior. It's actually not looking too bad. The steering wheel's a bit mouldy. And we've got just over 88,000 miles. So it's quite low mileage for its age. We've got the additional gauges down there. Oil temperature, oil pressure and voltage. So they'll be useful when we start it. Air conditioning, radio as well, the faceplate's in the glove box. So yeah, let's open the bonnet and see if we can get it going. First job of the day, get the battery off. Don't think that's going to be holding any charge. We've got a new battery to go in, so I'll whip those terminals off. Drop the new one in and see if we've got any signs of life. Dropped a new battery in there, haven't connected up the positive yet. Coolant was really low, so that's been topped up with water, and the oil is oily, so that'll do. Right, before we connect the battery, the best thing to do is to just tap the terminal on and see if we make any sounds like the siren going off or anything, or get any sparks. So there's a bit of a spark I can hear there, but nothing's gone wrong yet, so we shall connect that up. I'll tighten that up and then we'll go around to the cockpit and see what's going on. So we've got the battery on now, we've got the clock on the dashboard, we've got a working interior light, which is good. My magical assistant behind me is putting in 5 litres of super unleaded, and then we will try turning the ignition on and see if we can hear the fuel pump working. Yeah. One potential problem we've just spotted, the handbrake has been left on. For 15 years. We'll see how that goes. Turn the ignition on and see if... Can you hear the fuel pump? Can't hear a fuel pump running. We've got a flickering battery light as well, so I might not have a very good connection. We can't hear the fuel pump running, but we're going to crank it anyway and see what happens. So, crank when you're ready. Again. So, okay, we've definitely got a fuel delivery problem here. We've ascertained there's no fuel coming to the engine because we can't hear the fuel pump working. We've checked the fuel pump fuse down there and it's fine. The fuel pump relay sounds a bit rattly. No relay should sound rattly. So we're going for plan B and we're going to pour some petrol down the air intake. Very dodgy, I know, but we'll see whether it'll fire off that. Probably should have checked this first, but pulled out the air filter. Pretty much brand new. Someone's been living in there. Oh well, it's a moving day. We're going to try cranking it now, and then we'll try dribbling the fuel down and see what happens. Right, we've dribbled some down the air intake. See what happens. Hey, it works. Right, so it's definitely fuel. Let's just pour a little bit more down and we'll try again. Go for it. Right, okay, it's fuel. Right, we are trying again. This time I've got a syringe with some petrol in so I can feed it gently in. So, give a squirt to get it going. Right, That's syringe emptied already. So. Right, we are abandoning ship today. We've got it running, but it's definitely got a fuel delivery problem. We've also discovered that every single tyre on the car is flat, and the four which are, right, even the spare was flat, the four which are on each corner have got holes in. So it's going to be difficult to get this moved, but we'll come up with a plan. Well, plan B was this. I've put it on my trailer and we've dragged it home to see if we can get it working. The journey home didn't free up the fuel pump. You're bouncing around on the trailer. So we think it's definitely a voltage issue to the fuel pump, so we'll have a look at fixing that. One thing I forgot to mention is we had to cut down 2 trees to get this out. There was 2 trees grown, obviously from ground level, up through the bumper. So we had to prune the car before putting it on the trailer. If you've ever had to prune a car, let me know in the comments below. I've tried messing about with the fuel pump relay and I can't get it to work, even jumpering it out. So I suspect the wiring to the fuel pump or the fuel pump itself is shot. The fuel pump is somewhere under there. So I'm going to disconnect the strap, see if the tyre will take some air. I'm not 100% sure it will, given the big holes in it, but you never know. And then see if I can get to the fuel pump. Good news and bad news. That tyre actually took some air, bizarrely, and it didn't leak out of that hole. It was leaking out of the sidewall instead up here. The other good news, it's not as rusty under here as I thought it would be. I mean, it's rusty, but it's not too bad. The bad news is, that's the fuel filter, not the fuel pump, and the fuel pump isn't there. I think the fuel pump's in the tank, so I'm going to have another look from inside the boot and see if I can work out what to do. According to the only video I could find on YouTube, the pump is under the boot floor. I think they'd have an access hole in, but maybe it's a German's fault. You would never need to get in. So there's several bolts to hold it in, and then this panel is now loose, and I'm going to need 2 hands to get this out. Ah, she blows. So that's the fuel pump, looking really good. There's also like a tag on there, which is like build details. There's also another one down there, so really interesting. Right, we have got 4 wires going into there. So which one do you think is positive and which one's the earth? I think green and yellow is the earth from the Haynes wiring diagram, but that was for the Coupe. I'm not sure what all these do. One must be a positive, one will be... Actually, one will be for the fuel sender, I think, as well. So let's pop that off, feed 12 volts in and see what happens. It's now about a week later. I've got the car off the trailer. I've been a bit laid up with a bit of a bug, so I haven't done anything, but there's the fuel pump. I've pulled out the fuel level sender thing for the fuel tank out the way because it's just really cumbersome. But yeah, I'm going to pull that fuel pump out and see if we can get it to I don't know, start working again. That's the old fuel pump at the back, and it's dead as a dodo. Connecting it up with my jumper pack, I just get lots of sparks, lots of current draw, no spinny, no pumpy. But I do have this. This was a pump off my Hyundai Santa Fe, 2.7 V6. The Audi's a 2.6 V6, so it should give enough pressure to make it run. So I'm just going to modify the existing Audi wiring, change those connectors to sort of push fit connectors, put that on, drop it in, connect up the pipe, and hopefully we'll have lots of vroom. That's the Santa Fe pump dropped in there. Looks almost original. It's not a perfect fit. I'd like to add as well, this is just to get it running. That's my purpose of this video, is to get it to start and drive. It's not a permanent fix. So right, I'm going to put this back together now, and we'll see what happens. Got that back together. My jump pack's connected up to the 2 terminals which do the fuel pump. I haven't put the sealing ring, that lock ring, back on because it's about a 7-handed job. But if I turn that on, I'm not sure if you can, but the fuel pump is now running. Let's see what happens at the other end of the car. So yeah, I just got that running off the 12 volt pack now. If I turn this on, hopefully, she's in neutral. No. Wonder if it's got a fail-safe or something, that if that circuit's disconnected. Back to the drawing board. Right, I found a problem. I cracked open the two nuts on the fuel rail at the front and there was no fuel there. So I put the fuel pump in that hole. Obviously the pump I've got's a bit different. So what I've done, I've just dropped it down into the petrol, and that works a lot better now. So much so that there's not petrol getting to the front, but there's petrol pouring out under here. So yeah, it looks like I've got a ruptured fuel line under there now. Joy. I think that's a job for another day, I think. It is now another day. Jacked the car up and I found a problem with the fuel line. Yeah, it's a bit cut off. You can see there's a big gouge in it. It actually looks like it's chafed rather than being eaten by something. The bracket which holds the fuel filter on is loose and sort of cable tied up. But what I've done is I've just spliced in a bit of new fuel line. So now, if I come round here, turn my fuel pump on, that's running. There is no leakage. And if we come round the front, I can hear the petrol at this end. So, shall we give it a start? Still got the air cleaner assembly off. Let's see what happens. We are definitely in neutral. Just check that, yeah. Hey, it ran. That is still on quite stale old fuel, so I'm not surprised. It's alive! Sounds very tappity at this end. Got it back on the floor and it definitely doesn't sound a happy bunny. I can't tell if it's hydraulic tappets which haven't got enough oil, if it's an exhaust leak or stuck valve or a combination of all those. But it runs and that's all I've been asked to do, get it running. Remember, this isn't my car. In terms of oil pressure, we're quite good on the oil pressure and on the voltage as well. I don't think the oil temperature ever works, but yeah, when I rev it up, you can really hear it. It doesn't sound very happy at all. I was going to try driving it as well, but unfortunately the clutch has basically frozen on and I can't get the clutch all the way down. So yeah, that's a job for another day. Well, I'm going to leave it there for now. It's a shame I didn't get it driving, but yeah, that clutch, I'm not sure I'm going to unseize it. Maybe it's force, maybe it's a heat cycle through it, I'm not sure, but we'll leave that for another video. So thank you for watching. I hope you've liked this video. If you have, press the like button. Don't forget to press comment, and if you've got anything nice you want to say. And don't forget to subscribe as well. I'm always working on little projects like this. And as I said, this isn't my car, but I've got a funny feeling it's going to make another appearance on the channel at some point. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.